Yes.
maybe give us their insight on those days and what's happened over the last 3 years, and then we'll open it up for questions.
It's an incredible journey. Early on, the first thing, it's a moral and ethical decision to have someone's life in your hands. And in our pre-stroke decisions, Earl had always said he didn't want to, his mother had multiple sclerosis, and he had always said he didn't want to go to a nursing home. Well, I mean, and at the very beginning, that's what we thought the option would be, until we till the stroke team here and the hope of going to rehab. I think that was the thing that made us really realize that we had hope that we could beat this. And then really once we made that decision and found Dr. Berliner to take Earl, we knew we had some hope, and we knew if we could get a chance, we could make this happen. And I think Earl's a scientist, and that's what we thought. We didn't pick the stroke picked us. And I mean, that's how we kind of sometimes see it. We didn't choose the stroke. We thought he was healthy. In his 50s, he ran 2 marathons. It just, the circumstances beyond our control. And so we wanted, if this had to happen to us, we had to go through this. We wanted to make a difference. And I think the thing we had to learn was patience. That at the beginning we didn't realize how long it was going to take, and so we were always waiting. There's that sense of urgency, of course, and anxiety that any family would feel. But after that, we just kept trying to make opportunities and making sure and insist that he had the best care, because we're so blessed, and every day in the halls of tear we would see patients that were making incredible strides and boundaries, and we'd also see patients with traumatic brain injury, and we would feel very fortunate because we have her, just couldn't talk yet, couldn't communicate. And so there were always things along that gave us hope, like the first time standing, and then he could move his hand. So there were always benchmarks and things that always gave us hope. And then Toby came into our life. Speech and tear found Toby. So those are the things that kept us going. There's the trials and the traumas came from losing our house. But those are financial things that you survive. Dealing with United Healthcare and it really changed your personality, because you just tell them, turn the tape recorder on, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to be your way. It's going to be this way. And so it started. I didn't really. For me personally, I started not to recognize myself, because I had to be such an advocate that sometimes it wasn't very pretty. It wasn't, and I feel guilty about that. But I just had to do whatever I had to do to get to this point, and often worry about those patients who don't have a strong advocate.
Don't feel guilty.
Say that again, Dad. Dad is saying hi.
So this technology actually scans and looks at the reflection in his eyeballs, right?
That's correct.
And
I'm going to turn you around so I can see.
Hi.
And so he can move a cursor on the screen and he can type, so you'll be able to see this here.
The most wonderful thing was when Dr. Berliner, Dr. Jeffrey, come up here and stay with us. Dr. Berliner believed in Earl and said, "You know what, Earl? I think you're ready to go back to work. Why don't you talk?
Hi.
Why don't you talk?"